Greetings viewers, and welcome back to Just Short of Fantastic. I promised you a book report, and a book report you shall have. And it's a doozy, because this month I'm giving you a 2-for-1 special with the first 2 Barack Obama books. Barack Obama's first book is called Dreams from My Father, A Story of Race and Inheritance, and it is a memoir. While The Audacity of Hope, Thoughts on Reclaiming the American Dream is a semi-autobiographical thought piece on U.S. politics. I fully enjoyed reading both of these books, but of the two, Dreams from My Father is a more interesting and engaging reading experience because it is a memoir and more like a story, while The Audacity of Hope reads more like a series of essays on political theories and ideals. Dreams from My Father recounts Obama's early experiences as a child growing up in Hawaii and Indonesia, and his struggle with a mixed-race heritage which pushed him towards the life of an inner-city organizer. The Audacity of Hope picks up the narrative threads of Obama's life as he moves from being a grassroots organizer to a U.S. senator. But the focus is on the differences between Republicans and Democrats, in contrast to the values and traditions that all Americans hold dear, and how the people can take back their country from divisive partisan politics. In a memoir characterized by many engaging and interesting individuals, it is Obama's father, by virtue of being absent from his life, who looms largest. Having only met him once before a premature death in a car accident, Obama is forced to construct this man from the memories and stories of others. The result paints a contradictory picture, one that informs Obama's struggles between intellect and wisdom, between policy and compassion, between progression and family connection, and between what you know and who you know. In a book that takes on multiple political topics, themes, and issues, the one that stood out for me came very early on. Obama calls out the media's role in divisive politics, and the increasing influence of partisan networks, newspapers, bloggers, and talk show hosts of all kinds on the general public, and the lurking danger of trumpeting opinions as facts. Oh my God, we were warned! Both books are written in Obama's clear and concise voice, yet there's humor and humility in every chapter. Dreams from My Father is divided into 3 parts to signify the turning points of his life, while Audacity is divided into chapters on political topics. Now for the fun part, or the depressing part, depending on how you want to look at it. Okay. Obama was asked to write his first book after being elected the first African-American president of the Harvard Law Review. So Obama intended to write a fact-based analysis on racial inequalities and his own theories on the current state of Black communities. But when he began writing, he found himself overwhelmed by his own emotions and experiences. So his proposed fact-based analysis became a personal and engaging memoir of what it was to be Black in America and how it felt trying to change a system that was geared towards inequality from the start. In The Audacity of Hope, Obama continues his narrative threads of inequality and his steadfast faith in change. I can imagine that this book was heralded with triumph prior to and during Obama's presidency. However, in light of what came after Obama's presidency, I couldn't help but feel a sense of dread and disappointment creeping up on me as I was reading. It is my audacious hope that the people of America and her allies do not forget the optimism and faith that surged in the time before Trump. Before we bring this book report to a conclusion, let's address the elephant in the room. Was Obama a perfect president? No. Of course not. There's no such thing as a perfect president. But he was, and continues to be, an inspiring role model for people and leaders everywhere. I am eagerly awaiting his White House memoir. I miss you, Obama. Recommendations time. I would recommend Dreams from My Father, A Story of Race and Inheritance to everyone. It's a powerful and moving story, but I would especially recommend it to anyone who's interested in race relations, US politics, grassroots organizing, and a smattering of Kenyan history, not to mention anyone who's interested in Barack Obama. On the other hand, I would recommend The Audacity of Hope to anyone who is interested in US politics and current affairs. Obviously, I would recommend both for a book club. However, Dreams from My Father is probably the more interesting and engaging of the two for general discussion purposes. And that's the end of our special 2-for-1 Barack Obama book report. I hope you enjoyed it and stayed just short of fantastic.